Join in as we explore the latest news and thrilling matchups. Whether you're a diehard or a casual, this is your destination. All right, welcome back. This is Sports Buds TV. My name is Serge. Got the co-host Fred. What's up, Fred?
¿Qué tranza, mi rey? ¿Cómo estás?
Aquí nomás, bro. Aquí nomás. Another day, a Thursday, before a big weekend. We got the Super Bowl. A darle, bro.
Yes, sir. It's gonna be a good weekend. We finally get to see who's gonna be the NFL champ.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, we won't keep it the suspense going. Let's get into it right away. We said it's a big weekend, but the weekend starts today, and we start things off, dude, in the world of boxing. Actually, tonight is fight night on a Thursday night. And we've got Teofimo taking on Ortiz. And this is somewhat of a kind of a get back. These two went at it in the amateurs, and there's quite a bit of fights on the card. You know how Top Rank does things. They're really good about, the young talent and showcasing them. So we'll see, the names like Keyshawn Davis along on that co-main event. So a good one to look forward to against Jose Pedraza. But yeah, man, that's the story tonight. Before we get into the Super Bowl, right, we have Teofimo Lopez taking on Jermaine Ortiz in the WBO junior welterweight matchup there.
Yep. Well, here's my take on that, Serge.
What do you got?
I like Teofimo. I like Teofimo. I like him. He's a youngster. He has a lot of heart. He fights hard, dude. He moved up in weight to the 140 class now, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yes, he's gone up in weight now at 140, correct.
Okay. Homie's 26. He has one loss in his record.
Right.
I think that loss was to Cambosos.
That is to George Cambosos. Yeah, that's where he lost the titles.
Okay. So Cambosos, I don't want to sound like a hater, but I think he's kind of mid to low. So for me, Teofimo tonight has to really come out guns blazing and put up a great display, dude. This guy needs to, I say even knock him out in order to get that next bag. Because if he takes a loss tonight, I think that's gonna just put him like in that category where it's like, you know what I'm saying, Serge?
For sure. No, I get you, Brody. You know what? Before we wrap this one up and give any, predictions, like you said, I could see that knockout. He definitely has to get him out of there to continue this pace. He's been naming fighters like Crawford, him being Teofimo, right? Saying he wants to face the likes of Crawford. Crawford was even at the weigh-in. I believe you have a quote, right, from when they asked Crawford about Teofimo. Is that right?
Yeah, so he was asked by reporters about Lopez, and Crawford right? Just replied. Yeah. Crawford was asked, and Crawford replied with "fuck Teo."
Damn. Yeah, man. So Teo took a bit of a step back, and then he even questioned himself against that Martin fight with that close decision. He was caught on camera. Do I still got it? Asking, the promotion there. So the representative. Look, I've got a clip here that I want to run before we wrap this topic up. I'm looking forward to the fight, but let's just see how they looked here on this face-off after the weigh-in yesterday.
12 rounds for the WBO Junior Welterweight Championship of the World.
All right, so that's a short clip there. Teo looks focused, dude, and a focused Teo is I'm going to say a dangerous Teo. I look back at the fight against Lomachenko, then I look back at the fight against Josh Taylor. Those two performances, if he is on his game like we know he can be based off of those two nights and others of his career, I have no doubt that tonight he puts on a show. And the moniker on there, on the marquee says, the showman returns. This guy's a showman, dude. He's probably going to do his backflip afterwards. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm not going to hold you. I've got Teo, and I've got him winning he's going to get some sort of stoppage, knockout to win this and continue on that going forward direction that he's been on. What do you've got?
That's fair. That's I also see a knockout happening today. Ortiz, I mean, he looks like a young up and coming um, boxer as well. That's he only has one loss in his record as well, and he wants to get that rematch. He wants to, so he's gonna come out, give it all you got. But I think Theo needs to really lay down the law tonight, and
Yes, sir.
I mean, if he wants to get an opportunity to face fighters like Haney or Crawford or anything like that, he needs to come out like that, man. But this is
Precisely.
his. He's pretty much fighting for like a contract per se, But I got Lopez in maybe like a 5 round knockout.
Whoa, and you're bold. You're gonna go with the knockout and the round. So take that, and we'll see what happens tomorrow. We'll see what the outcome was, but we still have quite a bit of a show to go on with. Just a quick give up this image here, put up this image here. The rest of the card, of course, don't miss out on Abdullah Mason, a great talent there coming up through the ranks in boxing, and of course, Keyshawn Davis, silver medalist in the Olympics. He takes on Jose Pedraza, and what is looking like it's going to be quite a scrap and may steal the night. And of course, Lopez versus Ortiz in that main event. But let's go ahead and give the people what they want, man. They all came for what is topic of conversation, topic of discussion, and that would be the NFL and the Super Bowl. And here's just a little clip of how your boys are going to be walking in. Let's just put that up so everybody can see there, Freddie. And let me get the banner off there so they can see, get a good look.
Yeah,
What do you think?
appreciate that, man.
I got you, my boy. What do you guys think?
You know what? That's legit. That's exactly how I look, and that's exactly how Serge looks too.
Yeah, so them Niner fans, them Chiefs fans, they better not even look our way because I'm not even gonna say it, man.
Nah. I'm gonna walk in there. I'm gonna walk in there with peace and love and just asking for my plato of carne asada. Hey, where's my carne asada at? I'm just doing the classic like, where is it at?
Nah, because I'll probably drop a few F-bombs when the Niners hopefully lose. And like a Niner fan look at me, I would be like, what? What? Nah.
But finally it's come to an end. We finally get to see who's going to be the NFL king this year.
Let's get on with it.
We have a great matchup between the San Francisco 49ers versus the Kansas City Chiefs. And I'm going to tell you, these two teams don't like each other, man. I don't know if you caught a glimpse of the 49er fans booing Kelsey.
Okay.
And so the 49er faithful, they travel, man. No matter where they go, they travel. They travel in packs. So I'm hoping that it's a great matchup. It's a great Super Bowl. One for the books. But it's a rematch, by the way.
Yeah, and you've been one to kind of been for a few weeks here on our show. You've called out, this potential rematch that we're getting here on Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday. And there they are, man. San Francisco 49ers, Kansas City Chiefs. And I'm looking forward to it, man. Of course, everyone wants their team to be there, but that's not the case, right? So we get what we get, right?
We got what we got.
Yeah, we got what we got, bro. And in this case, we're looking at that high-powered offense of the 49ers. And I say offense, but I mean, the defense is just probably as high-powered, right? If you're going to pick a team to win, you'd be hard-pressed to not go with the Niners and that squad, that juggernaut that they are. But if there's a team that's probably going to be able to do that, you'd look at who's probably been the most successful in this last few years. As the Niners are making their run to build this team, who's kind of been in that picture. And you know what, even better than that, done the whole damn thing, right? Yeah. The Chiefs. Yep. So it's quite a matchup when you just look at it on that, and on paper, when you look at the stars that Kansas City has with Kelsey, with Patrick Mahomes, right? So it's definitely one that I'm looking forward to. Do you want to get into predictions already? Do you have anything else you want to mention before we do that? And in fact, I actually know for a fact you have something you want to mention. So let me just go ahead and pull up the big guy here for old time's sake. You ready?
Let's do it, Church. Shout out to the man, Andy Reid. Andy Reid was a great coach for UTEP. If it wasn't
There
for
you go.
UTEP, he wouldn't be where he's at right now. So, coached the Miners. What was he? An offensive line coach from '87 through '88.
Right. And
Well,
that, remember, UTEP, this is here in El Paso, Texas. Shout out to former Coach Reid.
yeah, and I mean, I'm gonna start it off. Then, I think there are certain teams that just somehow have a better matchup against their opponent. Whether it's you might not have
Okay.
the best players, but just the kind of defensive scheme can match up with Mahomes' offense. For example. And I think this is going to be one of those games where the 49ers defense, linebackers like Warner, Greenlaw, you have a line with Chase Young, Nick
Right.
Bosa, Hargrave.
Right.
These boys are going to get after it. They're going to put pressure on Mahomes. Um, Shanahan and his defense need to really play a good scheme with Kelsey, which I think it's their main weapon, has been for the past few years now. And this is my prediction. They're going to get after him. I think the 49ers on offense stack up really well against the Chiefs defense. Players like Debo and Kittle need to get started early, open up the middle. And once they get a lead, the best I think their best way of beating the Chiefs is by keeping Mahomes on the sideline. So controlling the clock with Christian McCaffrey, Christian McCaffrey can have 15 carries and just bust one all of a sudden for like 70 yards. He has the speed, to do it. So my prediction is this. I think Brock Purdy, he's going to go ahead and do his thing, Mr. Irrelevant. He's going to be one of those stories, where it writes itself. I'm giving the 49ers the win by a score of, I say maybe like 24-17 Niners.
Wow. No, well, I can definitely see how you get there, Fred. I can see where you're coming from. I'll say that. I'll see you halfway there and be like, okay, I can see what direction he's going in and how he thinks it'll kind of get him there. But I don't think so, man. I don't think so. We gave a big shout out to Andy Reid, and we talked about the players, right? The players are a juggernaut of a freaking squad that they've built there in San Francisco, right? If they don't win the Super Bowl, it's going to be a damn shame because these types of teams aren't one that you can sustain for many years. Eventually you're going to have to pay the QB. You brought up Mr. Irrelevant, and he's a big reason why they're able to do all this, not only because of how he's played, because he's played MVP caliber, but that contract that he's under and, making money under has made it very friendly for them to be able to pay the rest of the squad.
Right.
Now that bill will come due. And when it comes due, then that's when, some players may go elsewhere. But for now, that squad right now has a chance to do what every team hopes they can do, right? Build a freaking way. And if you get away, get your foot in that door, you knock that door down and you walk away that season as champions. But I've talked to you about, the coaching. That's the next level that we're going into. Shanahan, hell of a coach. Andy Reid, hell of a coach. Now, UTEP, Texas two-step. No, if the Niners get into a hole the way they did against the Lions, that's Andy Reid. That's not my guy, Dan Campbell.
Yeah.
Okay? So for all the praise that we're giving these Niners, let's not forget they got into quite a bit of a hole. And if it weren't for a coach being straight up stubborn and not knowing better, they may not be there on Sunday. So I don't think Andy Reid makes mistakes like that. I think he is able to capitalize on every opportunity if there is one presented. And I think that helps make the difference, let alone how I feel about Steve Spagnuolo and the pass rush that he's going to scheme up to get to Brock Purdy. So you're taking the Niners, and I definitely understand, and I ain't mad at you for it. But I feel like the Chiefs are poised to solidify themselves as a dynasty in the NFL. Remember, this is a dynasty we're talking about. This isn't just winning a Super Bowl, stacking up the chips. Go ahead, Fred.
No, I could definitely see that happening too, man. I mean, if the Chiefs do pull off the win, they definitely are considered, a dynasty. And don't get me wrong, I wouldn't mind seeing Patrick Mahomes make a run for greatest quarterback of all time. I mean, if anything, he's probably the closest active player that we have, that can achieve that. Any other given Sunday, I would put my money in for my homie. But on this particular Sunday, I think Shanahan and the boys are gonna pull off the win, and it's gonna build like a good little rivalry for years to come, because both teams, have young players that can give us these great matchups, for many years, man. So, and Coach Andy Reid, I know UTEP alumni, go Miners, but not on this Sunday.
All right, Fred. All right. It's fine. And like we usually do on the show, one of us will be right. The other one will be wrong. And we'll find out, man. And then we'll do the same dance and it'll keep going on, right? So no worries, bro.
We'll be okay after that.
But before we, wrap up today's show, we'll keep it short today, right? It's kind of in between here, the middle of the week. I need to know, who do you think steals the show? Or better yet, who is your MVP for the Super Bowl?
I mean, besides Usher, that's going to kill it at halftime, I think it's going to be
that you should let it burn. Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
Let it burn. I think it's going to be a player like Brock Purdy, who's going to make the right plays at the right time. This young man, he's going to be one of those stories, man. I'm telling you, it just writes itself. He's going to just do his thing, give the ball to the playmakers, let them do their thing, So it was between Debo and Purdy, but I'm leaning more towards Brock Purdy as MVP.
All right. And on my side, when the Chiefs end up winning and we look at who was responsible for this, I want to go with Patrick Mahomes, and that's probably the safe bet to make. Like, Patty Mahomes, my homie. But I don't know, man. I feel like Travis Kelce might just follow his brother out that door and head up that road into retirement together. And
wow,
this guy, if anything, is a primetime player. I wouldn't put it half a centimeter past him to know that, this is my last time out there and I'm going to ball out. I'm going to leave it all out on that field and we're going to go out with a bang.
Wow. Talk about a hot take right there, Serge.
Hot take. But we'll find out.
I'm really hoping it's a great matchup. I'm really hoping that this game, gives us a good little rivalry to come, and
right.
We'll talk about it on Monday.
And no matter what, the way you're going to be walking in Super Bowl parties, the way I'm going to be walking into Super Bowl parties, we already know how, that's going to go. So, yeah, man, we'll leave that up for everybody. For those of you that are able to watch this on video, you know exactly what we're talking about. But that's the show for this week, Fred. We'll see if the Chiefs can pull it off. We'll see if the Niners are able to pull it off.
Niner gang.
And we'll even find out what happens tonight in boxing, right? In the boxing world with Teofimo, Keyshawn, and the rest of the gang there. So appreciate you all as always. Thanks for listening. Don't forget, like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. What do you got, Fred, before we wrap it up?
Have a great weekend, everyone. Have a safe Super Bowl Sunday, and we'll go ahead and do some recaps on Monday. You guys can hear all about it. Peace.
Hit us up. Y'all be good. Later. Thank you for listening. Hope you enjoyed the latest episode. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and follow. See you on the next one.